Have you ever stopped to consider why other nurses, or why even you as a nurse, are staying at a job that you do not like, where you are no longer happy? Well, in this video, I will be sharing with you guys reasons as to why nurses decide to stay at a job that they are no longer happy at. So if you want to learn a little bit more about those reasons, then keep on watching. So of course, these reasons are in no particular order, but let's get started with the first one, and that is fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown is something that is very, very scary, right? Because you don't know if the grass is really greener on the other side, which it may or may not be. And that's something that you wouldn't know if you don't actually take that leap of faith and leave your current job and go to the other job. That's the only way you'd be able to experience it. Because anybody else could tell you like, yes, it's like the best place where you should be working, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best place for you. The fear of the unknown is something that is very, very scary, and probably one of the top reasons as to why nurses decide to stay at a job where they are currently unhappy. But I mean, just thinking about it, thinking of leaving a place where you are just so comfortable to go to another place is very scary. And that takes me to reason number 2. The fact that you are so comfortable at the position where you are currently at, because you've been there for X amount of months or X amount of years. You're comfortable and you're just scared of starting all over. And that is scary. I mean, who wants to start all over, right? And then lose their seniority? But sometimes it's important for you to actually take a step back and realize that maybe leaving the job where you are currently unhappy at is the best thing that you could do for yourself. So, you know, being comfortable doesn't necessarily mean that you're happy. And that's something that I think a lot of us nurses struggle with. We just don't want to be the new person all over again and then have to learn something new all over again and then lose our seniority, right? And once again, the fear of the unknown, it's scary. And because you're comfortable, that probably means that you might be making a good amount of money. And that means that number 3, there's financial security there for you at that job. And you feel not only comfortable, but you're financially secure because you're making a good amount of money. But once again, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are happy there. So that's another big reason. Of course, you know, it's easier for a person who is single, doesn't have a family, doesn't have kids to just up and go. Unless, of course, you have a bunch of bills. But if you have a family, you have kids, you have bills, you have a lot of, you know, stuff going on, you need that financial security, and you are scared to take that leap of faith once again because you're scared of possibly not liking that other job and then possibly having to start all over, be the new person, and be making less money than where you are currently at. But just keep in mind that just because you're currently making a lot of money at the current job where you are unhappy, that doesn't necessarily mean that they might not match that pay or even pay you a little bit more at the new job that you do decide to pursue. So just keep that in mind. That's another of the top reasons why a lot of nurses decide to stay at jobs where they are unhappy. And another reason is definitely burning a bridge. The fear of burning a bridge is also very scary, because if you are working at a hospital where it's the only hospital in town, and then you decide to leave to another hospital where you have to drive, I don't know, like 30-45 minutes. I mean, some people drive even 2 hours to other hospitals, to other cities to work. And if they leave that job where they are currently comfortable at, that is in their town, and they figure out later on that, hey, like, I really shouldn't have left that job and I don't like the current job where I'm at, like if you actually do decide to leave, then you're afraid of losing the opportunity to be able to get hired back again in the hospital that's in your hometown, right? That is very scary. But I'm gonna give you a little tip right here, you guys. I didn't do this, but if you are really afraid that you may not like the job where you decide to go, then just stay at the job where you are comfortable at, stay there, per diem status, where you're only working a few shifts a month, And that way you don't technically burn a bridge, and at the same time you're figuring out if you like the other job or not. So that's a way to do it. And if you really think about it, if you are a good employee and you are not calling in so much, and you actually get your work done and you try your best at the job, like, why would you burn a bridge? They'll probably want you back if you're doing such a good job. I'm sure they wouldn't mind taking you back. So just keep that in mind. But that's definitely another reason why people decide to stay at jobs that they are no longer happy at. And last but not least, I think this is another very important reason, and that is the fact that you stay at a job that you are no longer happy at because of your benefits and your retirement. So a lot of people, like, if you have a family, then you most likely have health insurance for your family under your plan. Not necessarily, but I mean, that could be a reason why. And you're just afraid of losing coverage for your entire family and for yourself. And also, if you're putting in money to your retirement account and you decide to leave it for a certain time frame, that could be another reason why people decide to stay. So sometimes what happens is that certain hospitals will say, okay, you have to work for me a certain amount of time, let's say 5 years, and if you leave before 5 years and you're putting in retirement money and we're matching that retirement money, then we're gonna pull out some of the money that we gave to you because you didn't stay the time frame that we wanted you to stay. So you pretty much, you don't lose your money that you're putting in, but you lose some of the money that the hospital put in for you. So that's another reason why people also decide to stay at jobs they do not like. So anyways, you guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to let you guys know that it is important to take a risk, you guys. Like, if you're unhappy at a position where you just dread going to work, it's worth it, you guys. Look for another job because you will be a lot happier. And if you're not happier there, then you find another job until you find a job that you actually do like. And just think about it, you're also going to be getting all this experience under your belt. You're going to be able to put all these different positions on your resume, and it'll make you a more well-rounded nurse. So don't be afraid of the unknown. I know, easier said than done, but I've been there and I know how hard it is. But at the same time, it's worth it, you guys. It's worth it to know like what other specialties are out there and to experience other types of nursing. And I'm sure you won't regret that. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next one.